Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. On behalf of the British University in Dubai, I welcome those gathered here to celebrate our BUiD alumni at the first annual awards gala. The university is honored by your presence and wish you all a very pleasant time. Vice Chancellor, on your behalf, I thank the university's founders, its UK partner universities, and the members of the University Council for their hard work and continuing support of the university and its progress. Today, we will celebrate our growing community of graduates of master's and doctoral programs. These individuals, who had taken leadership roles in their professions, organizations, and communities, they have proven themselves and were recognized on national and international levels. Dear guests, thank you for joining us in our celebration of success of our alumni. May I respectfully ask you that you switch your mobile phones to silent for the duration of the ceremony. You are encouraged to record the event and send your pictures and comments using the hashtag BUiD_alumni. I now invite Professor Abdullah Shamsi, the Vice Chancellor of the British University of Dubai, to deliver his welcome speech.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Council members, alumni, academic and admin staff of the British University in Dubai, guests, our guest speaker, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is actually a great pleasure and honor to welcome you all to this event. Probably I need to apologize first of all for taking 13 years to organize something like this. We should have done this earlier, but I'd like to promise you all that we plan to do this more often and on a regular basis. We at the university like to think that we contributed to your successes. You studied in BUiD, you learned a lot of knowledge, and probably we were significant part in your success in your profession. But at the same time, I would like you also to think that your success is actually our success. And by succeeding in your professions and your practical life, it reflected on us or on the success of the British University in Dubai. So thank you all for the hard work, and thank you all for being such an excellent alumni of the British University in Dubai. The purpose of this event is not only to address you in this fashion, the purpose of this event also for you to communicate with each other, to know each other, to understand what each other does so that you can benefit from each other and you can help each other in whether business or in government or wherever. So please take this opportunity to talk to each other and to switch cards, take telephones of your friends. The British University actually came a long way from the early days of 2003 and 4. And I believe that probably we have somebody here who graduated in 2005. Can I see some hands here? Okay, 2005 as well. Some graduates who are graduated about 12 years ago. And from those days when BUiD was a very small university located in Knowledge Village with very small number of students and staff, to the fact that we have at the moment about 1,000 students in the British University in Dubai. Not only that, but we have probably the biggest cohort of doctoral students in the country. Over 200 doctoral students are actually doing their studies in the university. We are very proud. Your success has actually contributed to what we did. And I will try very briefly to go about some of the achievements of the British University in Dubai over the last few years. Very quickly, this is the graduation ceremony, the last one, where we graduated over 200 master and doctorate students. It's a big number by UAE standards. And if you have a mobile phone, I know Fatma asked you to switch your phones off, but if you have any social media that you follow or use, please follow us on these, either on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or even on Telegram. And we do have a Telegram channel as well. So you can know everything that we do in BUiD. We always post it on the Telegram channel. So if you don't have a Telegram channel, okay, please download Telegram. It's not download Telegram and then follow BUiD channel. YouTube, a lot of videos about the university. We have graduation ceremonies, conferences, everything you can see on the YouTube channel. Encourage you. I see some people already taking their phones to follow BUiD. That's great. Again, I'd like to thank those on the right or on the left, the founders of the British University in Dubai, for providing the support over the years, whether it's National Bank of Dubai, Emirates MBD, Al Maktoum Foundation, Rolls-Royce, British Business Group, or even the Dubai and Investment Authority, which has been replaced by something else. I would like also to recognize and thank British Council over the years, because they have been the great supporter of the British University in Dubai. The first house of the university was actually in British Council. So, but above all, I should thank the government of Dubai. The government of Dubai over the years provided all kinds of support to the university to make it last and succeed in what it's doing. So thanks to the government of Dubai for the support over the years in many, many different ways. The universities, as you know, we are the British University in Dubai, and we do work with the key universities in the UK. And we have this kind of contractual agreements, or some kind of contracts with these universities. At the moment, we are working with Manchester University, Cardiff, Glasgow, and Edinburgh. These are the council members at the moment. Of course, the council members are appointed by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Vice President of the United Arab Emirates, the Prime Minister of the country, and the ruler of Dubai. And as you see, some of them are here. Thanks for your presence. The chair of the council is Sheikh Ahmed bin Saeed Al Maktoum, who has been the chancellor for the university since the beginning. Probably some of you, I don't know whether those who graduated from the old campus visited our new campus, but I encourage you to come to our new campus. And we have a bigger campus, and I think it's even a more welcoming campus than the one that we had in Knowledge Village. So we will welcome you all. We'll be happy to see you there as well. Just to emphasize the fact that we are a British university in Dubai, we work according to the British system. 10 years on, in 2013, when we celebrated 10 years at the university, we had another meeting with our UK partners to define the route for the next 10 years. And this is where we signed the agreement to outline the way we see the future. And the main purpose of that, BUiD became more mature, more independent. We can do things on our own. And because of that, the relationship should change and should develop and evolve into something different. And that's the meeting that we had over 3 days. And we concluded the meeting with signing of the agreement. We have at the moment close to 18 to 20 different programs, masters and doctorate. We have 5 different programs here. Education is our first program, and the program that have the greatest number of graduates so far. 2009, we started the doctorate program, and then we had project management later on, and then we're followed by computer science and architecture and sustainable built environment. And only 2 years ago, we had the business management doctorate. And as we said, there are about 200 students. So whatever your subject is, we probably can accommodate it, whether it's technical or humanities or social sciences or education, we probably can accommodate it. These are the master programs. A lot of these changed over the years. Education was one of them in the beginning, and also project management, which is now not just a single program. It has evolved to being now 5 different programs in the area of project management, in addition to informatics, structural engineering, sustainable built environment, and here the blue, the blue is the business programs, and law, whether it's finance, MBA, or construction law and dispute resolution. A quick review or overview of our students at the moment. This is the intake of 2015-16, which is our greatest intake ever. Over 300 students joined BUiD, compared to a very small number early on. And this is the graduation. Of course, we had quite a peak here in 2013-14, where the numbers simply increased significantly, and that is reflected on the graduation numbers as well. And we expect these numbers to continue. The orange are the doctorates, and the blue are the master students. Nationality-wise, about 1/3 of our graduates are Emiratis, or a little bit more, over 1/3 Arab, and about 1/3 from all over the country, from all the world. In the doctorate, in the doctorate, it's about 50-50. So we have high percent of Emiratis and 50% almost of non-Emiratis. And the registered number of doctorate students also of the same ratio. In addition to the fact that we do a lot of teaching programs and so on, we do have a lot of activities that are linked to research and dissemination of knowledge and discussion and so on. And those are some of the major conferences. We do have a lot of symposiums and activities that take place every year. Next week, actually, we have one conference which will take place also here in Dubai, sponsored by also the British University in Dubai, on sustainability of buildings and so on. Almost every year there is a major event of this sort, in addition to the fact that we have a lot of short events every now and then. Academic accreditation, or our programs are accredited by the Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research here in the country, accredited by NAREC in the UK, approved and agreed to by the partner universities in the UK. But in addition to that, we have a lot of professional bodies that also approve or accredit or support our programs here in the UAE. The Chartered Institute of Buildings, the Energy Institute, the Association of Project Managers. And when it comes to PMI, we are the only university in the Middle East to be accredited by this institute in the area of project management. Some of our research output or publications and so on, if you go to the library, you'll see close to 1,000 dissertations in the area of master and doctorate. And all of these actually represent genuine work and genuine research. I do encourage all of you to come and look at these. These are the doctorate dissertations, and these are the master ones. In addition to that, we have a lot of books that are published by our staff, and of course, the journal and conference publication that our academic staff and the students actually do publish. Some of the activities in the community, well, we have the BUiD SSS, Sustainable Summer School, that is taking place almost every year. Okay, there is Al Jalila Foundation program that we do with them, and it has been going for the last 4 years. Over 400 parents with special need kids are being trained at the university to deal with how to deal with their own kids. We have visits from different parts of the world, students who come from all over the world. And of course, Kayani from Emirates Foundation and so on. So active in that area as well. Some of the programs as well, SSS, and we had what we call the International SSS, in which about 20 students and employees from different organizations went to Scandinavian countries, Denmark, Sweden, and Norway, to look at their sustainability practices and so on. It was very successful event, and so on. Plenty of other activities taking place here. Some of the awards that BUiD or BUiD alumni got, and we are going to recognize these also later on, or some of them. That's the Emirates Appreciation Award for Environment. The British University in Dubai was selected to get the award from Sheikh Zayed Foundation for the Environment, and we got that last year. And so on. That's Amirat Reish getting the award from the Amir of Kuwait for the best dissertation in the area of education in the whole Arab world. Okay, there she is, okay. In the whole of the Arab world, in fact, the second place was somebody from Saudi Arabia and Lebanon, and she was awarded the first prize with a significant prize as well, as I understand. And so on. That's Wafa as well. She was recognized lately by Sheikh Mohammed and so on. So, and I can go, I just took a sample of things here. I can go for quite a long time in talking about these things. We have MOUs with different entities here in the country, plenty of them. All right. Atkins, of course, have been a supporter of the British University in Dubai from the beginning of the master program in the area of sustainability. They sponsor academic staff in the university, and they do support research and equip labs and so on. And that's where we signed some agreement with them. And they are Al Jalila Foundation and so many other bodies. I'll stop here. And to make the event a little more exciting, there is what we call the research quiz competition, and that is going to be led by Professor Ashley Pennington. So I see that you have on your table some kind of thing which Professor Ashley is going to talk about. You will have about 20 minutes maybe, and then we will be sharp on time so that we are not late. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Professor Abdullah. I would like to invite Professor Ashley Pennington, the Dean of Research of the British University of Dubai, our judging panel, to the stage.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this first of many future alumni events. My name's Ashley Pennington. I joined in November 2007, so if you graduated in 2004, 5 or 6, you obviously wouldn't know me, but I recognise most faces and most people. I've taught project management, sometimes construction management students, and of course I was Dean of the Faculty of Business and Law until 2014, so I had a number of different programmes where I recognised the faces, and so thanks very much for joining us today. In a typical fashion, you won't be surprised if I say that you have a document in your blue bag, which is you've got a pen and you've got a notepad. And we've dreamed up the task for you tonight before you get to eat, which I hope you'll be happy with, of 15 minutes to write a new 60 words vision and strategy for BUiD. So we said, okay, we'll have a look at what they're doing in the UK, and we know what our vision and strategy is. Present it many, many times to ministries and talk to people about it. I thought, well, we'll start again with some fresh ideas from our alumni with all this experience and expertise in the room. It was too good an opportunity to miss with so many of you knowing BUiD, all its strengths and all its faults through and through. we thought you might be willing for 15 minutes to help us with a new vision and strategy. And to put a bit of interest into the event, we thought we'd make it competitive, which you would expect of us. So each table is competing with the other tables to produce a vision and strategy around 60 words long. Those of you from engineering and IT will have already worked out that that's roughly 4 words a minute. Those of you who are more on the sort of arts side of this will probably see it as 60 words in 1 minute with 14 minutes of talking. That's fine, as long as you get a few words written, we'll be happy with that. There are going to be 8 of us, young and old, so some of the younger staff are going to be judging, and some of the older ones will try and also pick the best winner. So we're requiring from you in about 15 minutes a new vision and strategy. And if this works for me, you'll be delighted to know that you've already got a copy of this, and then those of you who've had the pleasure of me teaching you will be not surprised to know that what's on there is now different from what's here. So this has got a couple of advantages, and I noticed after putting this together, you hadn't got the task. So at the top of this, it says, write a short strategy and vision statement, approximately 60 words for BUiD in this century, or the 21st century, but just to solve any confusions in this century. And in addition to that, I noticed that the document that I'd given a rather lengthy one-pager to you all hadn't got a distinct vision. And some of you who did strategy with me would want to tell me about what a vision statement should be. So I combed through and I found David Price, the head of research, University College London, had summarised the vision. And so that's the bold stuff. And they had the esteemed utilitarian, I hope I got the name right, Jeremy Bentham, who was a utilitarian philosopher in the 1800s. And he helped form University College London and was very much a radical thinker and also a great believer in things being grounded. And utilitarianism is, as you will well know, about simply calculating the pains and pleasures of any activity or any ambition. But one of the better things he came up with is University College London. And I think it was with the British Council and various people from BUiD and other universities, we were shown a box where the remains of Jeremy Bentham are sitting, so that when the students come in, they are still viewed by what's left of Jeremy Bentham as they come in for their classes or whatever. And the vision that UCL has is to make sure that they're innovative, accessible and relevant, and to carry on with the tradition of their founders. University College London, interestingly, doesn't specify what they hope to be good at in 5 years' time or 10 years' time. So I'd be interested to see which of you decide to point us in certain directions and which leave it general. Visions go through various fashions and all the rest, and University College London is majoring on some very classical ideas around wisdom, which everyone in this region can relate to, just like from every other region. The idea of a wisdom goes back thousands of years. And so they're majoring on the idea of making sure the university preserves and promotes wisdom. And their research aims are pretty simple. Again, I did you the disservice of adding to this. And they've got 2 major themes, one called Grand Challenges and the other called Research Frontiers. Research Frontiers is where people like me can rush off and say, I want to study X or Y and get away with it without having to prove why it's relevant. And so research frontiers is areas where obviously very large numbers of scientists and social scientists at UCL are trying to push the frontiers of knowledge without having a decent justification for who it might be useful for at this point in time. And I feel they need to do that, as well as what they call grand challenges, which is where the government or the universities have defined certain grand challenges like sustainability that need to be dealt with and addressed properly. So anyway, as usual, I've talked for too long, and that won't surprise those of you who were taught by me previously. And basically, you've got 15 minutes to come up with 60 words or less of a vision, and then our judging panel will come round and collect your pieces of paper. You're very welcome to write on several pieces of paper if you want to split the task. It doesn't matter to us, as long as it doesn't go over 60 words. Otherwise, that will challenge our judges too much to come up with a winner. I suppose in classic fashion, it's not really appropriate for an alumni dinner. I should ask if anyone's got any questions, whether I've made myself clear enough. But the idea is that basically you'd get together and come up with a vision and strategy, whatever that be, 60 words or less in 15 minutes. Is everyone happy with that as a pre-dinner snack? Okay, so I'll assume that's a yes as ever. Thanks very much. So we've got 15 minutes, I think, to create a new vision and strategy for BUiD. It's long enough, I'm sure, to get some great ideas. Thanks very much. Thank you. Finish in 3 minutes. Can I ask one small favour of you, please? The judges will come and collect the pieces of paper, whatever you've got written we'll have to do. If you can put your table number on, otherwise we won't be able to identify the winning table. So please, at the top, put your table number on, and then the various judges will come and collect it. And after half an hour or so, come up with the best vision out of all the different contributions. Thank you.
So the winners will be announced before the dinner. A few quick announcements. Please fill the alumni quick updates at the registration desk, along with the survey that's on your table. I would like to invite Mr. Sultan Alshaali, Director of Government Accelerator from Government Accelerators Department, to address the Assembly today. Sultan Alshaali is the CEO of AS Group and serves on the Board of Directors for the Ajman Modern School, #Creations, and the World Congress of Muslim Philanthropists. Starting his career as a naval architect, Sultan is currently a business strategist focusing on strategic planning and development, as well as his work as a mentor and coach aiming for the national development of Emirati youth.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I was actually concerned about how I'll introduce myself, but thank you for a wonderful job. Before I start, since we actually started this day with a big celebration at the Prime Minister office, I would like to bring this celebration before the day ends. You all know what today is. International Women's Day. So I would like to take a moment and say thank you to all the women in the room. All the women who are not in the room, and all the women that brought us here. Interesting fact, the original date for International Women's Day is the 6th of March. Women took too long to get ready and put their makeup on, so they arrived 2 days late and we celebrate. Men had their own day, by the way, but as men usually, we forgot which date it was. So until today, we don't have International Men's Day. So, ladies and gentlemen, today I would like to bring your attention to something you might have heard about in the news, something that's been circulating and buzzing, not only locally, but actually worldwide. And this is not something unique. His Highness loves everything that's fast, big, special. And every time he talks to us at the Prime Minister office, he ends the statement with happiness. Make people happy. In the end of October of last year, His Highness announced the Government Accelerators. At the beginning, people thought it's just another approach to doing work. It's business as usual. But then the methodology came to life, and the beauty of this thing is to have a department fully staffed, fully operational within 20 days. It's also considered the first government accelerator around the world. And what makes it unique is it's actually an innovative approach of getting things done. I like to call it personally, strategy in motion. Before I show you what we've done in the past 100 days, let me explain it to you very briefly. The Government Accelerator has 3 stages of work. We start by designing, within 2 days, a challenge. This challenge is directly linked to a national KPI that contributes to the vision of the country in 2021, or a service that the government provides to its people. And by the way, the United Arab Emirates, if you don't know, provides over 4,000 different services in different fields. And then naming the Government Accelerator team. And this is where it gets interesting. The Government Accelerator team are frontline officers. They are not ministers. They are not undersecretaries. They are the people closest to the problem and who can actually act faster to solve the problem, and they always come up with ideas, innovative solution, and contribute under the sponsorship of their relative ministry. 3 major milestones happen in those 100 days. We launch in 2 days. 2 days of extensive workshops, team building exercises, and what we achieve in those 2 days, by the end of those 2 days, is to make sure that this entire team will know each other so much. It's like they've been working with each other for so long. And then they start the job. They set the plan, they set the goals, they set the resources, and they work to achieve it. Halfway through, we do a midpoint review. Now, when I say we, I still mean the team. What we provide is the platform and the support. And at the end, they deliver the results. Another interesting part, and this is what we do once the results are achieved and we celebrate them, is we do a sustainability review. What we achieved in those 100 days, how can it be sustained? How can it be turned around? How can we utilize the learning from those points into the future, especially if we're looking for the vision of 2021? In theory, this all sounds nice and interesting, but this is the interesting part. We had 6 teams under the sponsorship of 5 different governments in the first cohort. One of the national KPIs for the United Arab Emirates is the number of patents registered. And to be honest, we've been on the lower half of the list. We have patents, but they're just not registered. So the Ministry of Economy led the way with a team, Department of Economical Development, Abu Dhabi and in Abu Dhabi, Communication Technology Sector Fund, and TRC, worked together over 100 days through different approaches. They've run workshops for innovators. They had so many sessions just to promote the registry. They've actually achieved 7 times the patents. They've done so well that they've actually got an MOU signed to fund the patent registration in the UAE, part of their sustainability review. Another challenge that actually came from that challenge is once those patents are registered, what do we do with them? We don't have a venture capital law that allows people to invest in those patents and make them run as a high-risk business. So in 46 days, they actually got the bylaws published. This is one of my most interesting stories. I love this one because it touches children, and everything that touches children is always valuable to us. And a global KPI counts how many children are enrolled in kindergarten. By law, in most of the countries worldwide, children don't have to go to kindergarten. So the city of Dubai had a waiting list of 500 approximately students that couldn't be enrolled in schools. When the team was formed, parents, teachers, school principals, even members from the KHDA, Ministry of Infrastructure Development, came together and they said, let's see this problem. How can we fix it? Business as usual will be to ask the ministry to build more schools or more kindergartens, but that will take a long time. They had only 100 days to achieve it. So they actually went to the ground, visited those schools, inspected every classroom to see what they can do. And the reality is, they've actually achieved so much more than eliminating the waiting list. They've increased the capacity 3-folds for the next year. And this gets to show you what actual frontline officers can do once they're given the chance and put in the right environment to achieve a goal or a challenge. This one, with the Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratization, this was an interesting roller coaster journey. The national KPI and the target is 5% Emiratization within the private sector. And that was narrowed down by targeting the first and biggest private sector we have in the UAE, which is the banking and financial industry. So 1,000 jobs. I still remember when we did the midway sustainability review, they were at 30% of their goal, at half the time. They had so many different challenges. Most of the recruits were living in Fujairah and they're not interested in working in Dubai, and they didn't know how to get the message out, etc., etc. In the last 10 days, we saw this team come together, and when they're bringing the numbers in, they've actually almost reached 1,100, again crossing the target of the threshold that they're meeting. Another example. And again, another major achievement, because it says here, we use 280,000 vehicles as a counting unit. We were targeting 10% of emissions to be reduced. We've actually almost reached 500,000 cars. And This was a unique example when it came to partnership between the public and private sector, because this entire project costed over $1 million, and it was sponsored by General Electric. Again, the human part cannot be illustrated on a slide, but I followed this group over their WhatsApp group and how the conversation happened. The parts were supposed to be shipped, some from China, some from the US. China went on a New Year, their own New Year, and all communication stopped, and the team started panicking and emailing and phone calling. The GE official, I think, had an issue, and he had to be admitted to the hospital. And the team actually went and worked from the hospital next to him just to keep him involved. And this gets to show you the power, again, of people coming together and working for a certain goal when it's a belief that they can achieve it. Finally, the Ministry of Interior. I think for military people, it was the easiest to come together and organize themselves. But it was also the most challenging for them, because one thing that it doesn't mention here is that they were targeting 21%. When comparing the same period of last year, they wanted to drop death rates on the road by 21%. But they went all out. With their strong partnership between local entities and federal entities, they've actually achieved 63%. To give you a rough estimate, that's saving 24 lives, 147 million dirham of casualties, death, damages, etc. So, long story short, we are actually 3 months old, so we are still young. We don't have enough content to share, but we are producing videos. We will be publishing weekly schedules and reports, and we will be producing case studies for academics to benefit from, for other entities to benefit from, and we are hoping, you can consider this an open invitation. As I met the people here who came to invite me to speak, you are more than welcome to come and visit us anytime. We are on the ground floor of Emirates Tower Boulevard. We are the only entity there that doesn't have a door, but we're not open 24/7. Thank you very much, and if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. How can you help? It's an interesting question. I asked the same question when I first joined. How can we get the message out? How can we get the public to interact? So every challenge will be announced, and you can either participate directly as an individual or through the entity that you work in and join us at any of those stages. So that's the beauty of it, is the resources that we utilize are provided from the Prime Minister office, but we still depend on other parties and entities coming in and help. So for example, we had a few companies who specializes in social media who pitched in halfway through to come and help the Ministry of Human Resources send the message out, because they were having that trouble, basically. So we are trying to build a capability. This capability we're trying to transform into a resource that not only the country is going to benefit from, but even the individuals are going to benefit from. So how can you help? I would ask you the same question. How can you help? Come, find out what we're doing, and see where you can fit in the cycle. Currently, there are two kinds of follow-ups. If it's a high-priority initiative or service, it will go back to the strategic and policy planning. If it is just a KPI that we need to measure, it will go to government performance system, which actually monitors the performance. But again, as the government accelerators, I just have to clarify this. We don't get involved in the setting of the goal, in the achievement of the goal, or in the follow-up of the goal. We leave it to its own entity, because what we're trying to do is not spoon-feed anyone a solution. Like, even we were working now with more than 34 different coaches, and those are all local inside the government who are helping the entities accelerate. So we always instruct them, guys, your job is to ask questions until the right answer is found by the team and they act on it. not to give them the answer under any circumstances, which is not different than what you guys do in academia.
Okay, let me first of all welcome His Excellency, the Minister of Climate Change and Environment, Dr. Thani Al Zeyoudi, to the event. Dr. Thani actually is a BUiD alumnus as well. He graduated in 2012, and he wants to add something to this.
Thank you, Dr. Abdullah. First of all, I would like to thank Sultan for the excellent presentation, and thank you all. It's my pleasure and honor to be here at this gathering. I want to add something which Sultan gave an answer to the guy who asked, how can we help or what we can do. The accelerator was established by His Highness, or was initiated by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid to push the achievement of the 2021 agenda quickly. So yes, the team here with the full gratitude from our side to their excellent job. They did an excellent job in the 100 days, but we want the accelerator to be a culture. We want anyone to learn from what has been done there, and we go and apply it in our own institutions, wherever we go, because we want to go out of our way to implement things. We want to move things much faster. If we really want to achieve the vision of our leaders being one of the best governments around the world by 2021, we have to do it internally. We have to use it as a culture. We should not depend on anyone to come and tell us what to do. We have to do it. Yes, the example is there, the experience is there. We have to learn from them, and we take it forward in all aspects of our work and life as well. Thank you, Sultan. For those people who are interested, we're really interested in working in the accelerator. We're taking it seriously as well in all the other KPIs internally, because if it's applicable in one project or one KPI, it can be done in all KPIs. Thank you.
For sure. Thank you, Doctor. I have to say the Ministry of Climate Control and the Environment was one of the most efficient in achieving their goal. And I thank you also, because what people don't know is the Minister was actually directly involved in sponsoring this team. Now, as I said, we try as much as possible to get frontline officers, but it's also nice when we see leadership dedicating time, energy, and effort on a micro and macro level at the same time. So thank you, Doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to take more of your time. I'm around for the next half an hour. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. And once again, I extend the invitation, and I thank you for this great honor to come and speak here today. Have a great evening.
And thanks, Your Excellency, for joining us today. I now call upon Professor Abdullah Shamsi, the Vice Chancellor of the British University in Dubai, our respected council members, to deliver the BUiD Ambassador Awards. Recognizing them for their national or international awards they have won, BUiD would like to recognize them with BUiD Ambassador Awards to celebrate their achievement. Dr. Amir Hussein Treish, Doctorate of Education, first place in the Anwar Al-Nouri Award for the Best Thesis in Education of 2016. Dr. Tarif Al-Zaabi, Doctorate of Education, Entrepreneurial Personality of the Year, the 8th Mohammed bin Rashid Award for Young Business Award. Leaders, ceremony. Ms. Wafa Al-Awadi, Master in Science of Intelligent Building Design and Automation. The Prime Minister's Medal for Best Technological Employee, the Mohammed bin Rashid Government Excellence Awards of 2017. Umair Awad, Sustainable Design of Built Environment, Dr. Sadiq Uwainati Award, sponsored by Emirates Green Building Council 2014. الجائزة PhD in Education محمد بن راشد آل مكتوم Award for Outstanding Performance for Organizations 2015. Dr. Ahmed Boraini, Doctorate of Education, Sharjah Award for Excellence in Education 2013. The Dean can come to receive the gift. Amina Ali Shamsi, Informatics, Young Emirati Researcher Prize 2012. حصة طريش الأميري Young Emirati Researcher Prize 2012. Yaqub Petro, PhD Project Management student, was awarded a scholarship by the Project Management Institute under the 2017 Thesis Grant Program. Recognizing them being our first graduates, BUiD would like to recognize them with BUiD Pioneer Award to celebrate their achievement. Pushpa Sadwani, Master of Education, English Language Teaching. Lavina Khan, Master of Education, Special Education. The Dean was... Dr. Nadira Alborno, Doctorate of Education. Dr. Khalid Al-Marri, PhD in Project Management 2015. Recognizing them being our graduate from Masters and PhD, BUiD would like to recognize them with being BUiD Pioneer Award to celebrate their achievement. Mahis Ali Mahis Al-Ulaymat, PhD Education 2016. Maryam Ali Jim'a Al-Ghawi, PhD Education 2016. Hishmatullah Thabit, PhD Education of 2016. Keltham Salim Knaid, PhD Education 2015. Muhammad Amir Samimi, PhD Education 2015. Sulaiman Hassan Sulaiman Hussein, Doctorate of Education 2013. Recognizing them being available there to support BUiD events and show initiatives to carry BUiD vision forward, BUiD would like to recognize them with BUiD Distinguished Supporter Award to celebrate their achievement. His Excellency, Dr. Thani Al Zeyoudi, Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. ask all award winners to come back on the stage for a group photo with the Dean, Vice Chancellor, and Council members. I would like to invite Professor Ashley Pennington, the Dean of Research of the British University in Dubai, our judging panel, to the stage to announce the winners of the competition.
So very, very quickly, I was right, it was Jeremy Bentham. The man lived 84 years from somewhere in the 1700s to about 1832. So, and one of the innovations he developed in UCL was a commitment to medicine and health, although he was fortunate enough not to need much intervention himself, otherwise he's unlikely to have lived for 84 years if he'd been going to the doctors too much in those difficult times for health. Thank you very much for all your contributions. We are very impressed with everything we read, and we spend many hours of staff salary time on these sorts of things, so it's good to have a wider pool. Thank you very much for all your ideas. We were particularly impressed with the work from tables 3, 17, 9, and 6. We, through a process of elimination, had the difficult job of boiling it down to tables 3 and 6. And apologies to one of the tables we thought was very, very good, but because it was over 60 words, we stuck to the word limit. I checked the winner. They came in at 58 words, so they're the winner in every sense. So we thank very much Table 6 for their vision. It's only 60 words, so I hope you'll bear me out on this, and then it's straight to dinner. To embrace the UAE national agenda by raising the level of research and innovation, to prepare future global leaders to have collaborative practice, to inculcate the spirit of independence and constant learning, to be the leading university in the field of research in the region, and to foster the culture and values of engaged citizenship and support to the country. So thanks very much. Thank you for your help. Thank you.
May I ask the judging panel and Professor Ashley and the winning table to come to the stage to take their gifts and take a group photo?
Vice Chancellor, since its foundation, the British University in Dubai has relied on external partnership and support. This support includes sponsorship of staff positions, student trips, research resources and facilities, the supply of their time, insight, advice, and ambassadorial skills for the benefit of the university. The university is thus fortunate in enjoying the continued contribution and increasing respect of many individuals and organizations in Dubai, as listed in the program. Its association with British universities, the British Council, the British Business Group in Dubai, and its network of British external examiners and academic advisors ensure that our student graduate from programs equivalent in scope and demand to those available in Great Britain, and achieve standards at least on par with UK graduates. We are grateful also to the Ministry of Education and the Commission for Academic Accreditation for their creative and critical approach to assuring our degrees meet UAE requirements. We ask you all to enjoy the dinner and the rest of the evening with your faculty and friends. Thank you all for coming.